San Diego emergency? What's the San Diego emergency?
My mom and Daddy are having a fight.
Is he hitting her?
Stop it! Send the police, please.
Okay, we're going to be there. We're taking your baby.
Stop it! No.
Let me talk to you. Where's your mom?
What?
Fighting on you. What's going on?
They're having a fight because this is bingo forever and ever. They always have this because he has a cousin. He's always drinking beer and getting drunk. And Mom.
What's his name? What is his name? Your father's name?
He's my stepfather.
Okay, how old is he? What's going on? Lisa? Lisa? Fighting on you. What's going on?
Hey, Mom.
How's he hurting her?
He made his mommy.
Okay, don't cry. We're going to send the police.
Okay.
Okay, now where's your mother at right now?
She's in the room fighting with them. Okay, could you just send the police?
Yeah, they're on their way, but I'm going to keep you on the line until they get there, okay? Is your front door open?
Oh, no.
Okay, you go and lock it and come back to the phone so the officers can get in?
This way.
Okay.
He just knocked my sister out.
What sister that he knocked out?
My little sister.
Your
Oh my God!
What's the matter?
Nothing happened! Just wait for the police! Wait, I want to go see what happened, please!
Okay, the police are on their way, okay? Hello? Lisa? The police are on their way, okay?
Mama, the police are coming! My stepdaddy's got the baby now!
Yes, Lisa, where is he at now?
What?
Lisa, where is he? Hello?
Okay. Do you have any experience with domestic violence? Personal.
I have never been a victim of domestic violence, but I have friends and family who have been, so yes, I do have some personal experience with it.
Okay. What do you believe is the leading cause of domestic violence?
I believe abusers are taught to abuse as children. They live in the environment, they grow up thinking that is how life is supposed to be lived, and continue the cycle.
Do you think drug and or alcohol abuse affect domestic violence?
I do think they do. I think drugs and alcohol intensify situations that lead to more verbal and physical abuse, and can also intensify the amount of physical abuse that somebody would receive.
What type of assistance are you aware of for victims?
I know there is police, there are battered women's shelters, counseling centers, friends and family. There's all kinds of places that abuse victims can go to for assistance.
Which do you feel would be more helpful? Domestic violence shelters or types of therapy groups?
I believe initially domestic violence shelters, in order for women to seek help to get away from the situation, they need to actually get away from it before they can get counseling. The counseling isn't going to help them at all if they're still living in the situation.
Do you feel there should be more assistance within the community?
Yes.
Do you think our community has enough funding for the assistance we have?
No, I don't think we have enough funding here in this community.
Do you think the government should be paying for any programs, or should they be privately funded?
I believe there should be a combination of funding from government resources and from private donations. The government obviously doesn't have enough money to fund all of the agencies that are needed to help victims. But I do believe that if the government doesn't put forth some money and some effort to keep these resources up and running, the programs will never materialize. People have these ideas, but without funding for them, they're not gonna happen.
How do you think as a community we can help with the shelters and funding?
Raise more awareness of the domestic violence situations and of the programs that are out there. Make them more widely available. I know as I said, I've never been a victim of domestic violence, but to be honest, the only places I've ever recall seeing any type of advertising for assistance is like at the doctor's office. They put little advertisements in the bathroom. If you need assistance, there's a capital area domestic abuse.
Yes,
CADA.
my ex-husband had
It's in the bathroom at the doctor's office.
What do you
That's
believe
probably
is
the
the
only place
leading
I've seen
cause of domestic
an
violence?
advertisement for assistance.
I think there's
So
multiple
these people who
things.
are
I
being
think
abused,
there's
how are they supposed
alcohol.
to know
I
where
think
these
drug
resources
abuse.
are if
I
there's
think
no
the way people are raised. I also think personalities, controlling personalities. Their victims tend to be people with low self-esteem.
Do you think drug and or alcohol abuse affects domestic violence?
Definitely, because if you're an alcoholic or you're using drugs, you're not in the right frame of mind.
What type of assistance are you aware of for victims?
I know there's shelters and there are counseling with therapy. They try to get you into schools and jobs. I think we need more, though. We don't have enough.
Which do you feel would be more helpful, domestic violence shelters or types of group therapies?
Both. I think the shelters, because I don't feel, or at least I don't know about enough of them, and I think that we have a lot more victims out there that we probably don't know about, I'm sure, and there's no place for them to go, or they feel like there's no place for them to go. And therapy, you need it longer than you might need a shelter.
Do you feel there should be more assistance within the community?
Oh, definitely.
Do you think our community has enough funding for the assistance that we need?
No, definitely not. We have a lot more victims out there that people just are not aware of, and there's no money to help them. There's no places for them to go.
Do you think the government should be paying for any programs, or should they be privately funded?
I think both. I think the government should take more responsibility because I think they have more money available than the private funding. And like I said before, I think there's more people out there, more victims out there, and they need to know that they can get help.
Thank you.
Nowhere in the corridors of pale green and gray, nowhere in the suburbs in the cold light of day. There in the midst of it, so alive and alone, words support like bone. Dreaming of Mercy Street, where you're inside out. Dreaming of Mercy